I got a little quick of revelation today. Actually, to be more precise, yesterday. Or was it this morning? I don't remember. Time is a little bit weird for me right now. But I think I have a little bit of revelation against anime fans. I think anime fans are probably the worst people that I've ever met nowadays. They're not the worst. They're not worse than P. Diddy or pedophilias or maybe like that. But I would say they are also very brainwashingly bad people. And I don't know why, because like every time I hear about a fandom, it's not going to be actually really good, especially from a specific anime that I kind of want to go into, because I love the manga, which is Gachakuta. Gachakuta is an anime that from a new gen that is actually kind of getting rise up and getting a lot of attention, and when that attention actually got rise up, comes with a lot of people wanting to actually create their own, fantasies. And I'm sorry for being an asshole to this. I think there are some people like who are actually thinking that Hamsi is a transgender is incredibly misleading. Because like what's weird for me is that like why is that the idea of the story when they didn't even actually specifically even talk about what is his gender is? It's because his gender is not actually the main point of the story. And to the point where like the author actually had to come up and say that like, hey, I don't think he's transgender. I don't think that's actually the case at all. You know for sure your fandom is really, really bad when the author had to come out from the shadows and say something about like that is actually not the case. Now, why is it so bad? Because well, nothing really happened bad yet. Well, I can tell you that. But I what I want to say is that I have the similar case that actually happened to me as well. When I talk about when I call out Fate series fans for being a little bit too hardcore with their own series, especially when the director actually wanted to make a new entry level show. And I said that that's actually really a good idea. Fate series fans completely lost their balls and actually had to try to find every acupuncture point in my body. Comes in like an Avenger in Endgame and literally dislike the whole entire video that I made about the Giguk situation. And that actually is the case. And I generally thought that video when I met that, I thought I was just make a bad video because I was having a sore throat. But then there's a shout out to this one random viewer who literally come by and told me that it wasn't what I say is wrong. It's just that people are just cheating on me because I didn't do a good job of like convince people to actually watch a Fate series show. Because people thought the new entry level point of a show is completely stupid. I'm just gonna say right now, anime fans, people like you who actually wanted to actually ask people to watch the whole entire series that is completely daunting for new people, just because you have a badge of honor and you wasted your time for that, doesn't mean that everybody should actually have to go through what you have. I'm just calling you guys out because this is actually kind of scary because fandoms are going a little bit weirded out. Fans are also really crazy sometimes, and this is not even related with the Gacha Kuta's thing really, but it really did lead me to believe that anime fans sometimes can be a little bit extreme, very extreme in my opinion, and which is when I mean by extreme, I mean unnecessarily extreme because they make things like the most smallest problem as it is to be very dramatic. I don't know why you have to do that. When the show is good, I want to be entertained with the what kind of show it has actually offered. I don't want to be indulge myself with My Hero Academia bullshittery fandom, so that you can actually make your own character and make yourself actually try to indulge yourself that you are actually having a relationship with Bakugo. Sorry, but it's kind of really weird. But with your OC, sure, I think that's fine. It's not harmful, but I just think it's kind of too melodramatic with some characters. It's just unnecessary, making unnecessary problems with unnecessary outcomes, and just to make yourself feel good, and just make yourself feel indulgence. It's just completely wasting my time, dude. And maybe it's bad for me to call out any fandom, but like I think it did trigger at one point for the Gachakuta drama, that I am worried that people would actually come forward and actually directly attack the author unnecessarily and try to say that she's wrong when she's the bloody writer. For sure, there are some people actually going to come out and say like, "This is what we want. What you think is not gonna work out." But that's just a little bit side rambling. I don't really need to talk much about this, but I do want to talk more about gaming. And honestly, anime is something that I do want to talk more in the future. But I'll probably try my best to review about them instead of like talking about the fandom, because there's no point in me talking about them after this video, really. Because I know for sure this video is going to get heavily bombarded with a bunch of dislikes. But yeah, hope you have a lovely day or have a lovely night. I'll see you guys when I make another video. Peace out, y'all. Sayonara, suckers. If you want those fandom, touch some grass, really. Oh, God.